What's going on, everybody? I'm Scrigo Joe, here with DeFi Sean, Mr. Pixels, Mike the Kryptonite, Rebel Matt. Welcome to Moon Monday. Guys, if you're new on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below if you watch this afterwards. Also, subscribe, notification bell, put that bad boy on all. And if you're listening to us over on Twitter, you're going to go ahead and hit that follow button, be notified whenever we do go live. Also, if you're on Twitch, just go ahead and easily hit the little follow button. So easy, so simple. Guys, any old question you guys have, make sure to say them for the end of the live stream. We'll try to be answering every single one of your questions you guys have.
What's up, everyone? Glad to be back for another Moon Monday. Excited for some updates, and yeah, pumped. I think we got an awesome project on the show as well, one that's been around for a while. So excited to hear all about that. So yeah, let's keep going.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Another Monday here. Just got in from work, so running a little bit late, but it's all good. Hope everybody enjoys the updates coming.
Hello, Infinaeon army. Always listen to the silence between the words. Have a nice Monday.
John Wick.
Oh yeah.
All right, what's going on, everyone? John Wick right there. Got our famous celebrity here joining Moon Monday, but we are back for another Moon Monday. So we'll kind of go ahead and hop right in. We don't have tons of updates on this episode. As most people know, we just did Infinaeon on Friday. Don't get tons of stuff done on the weekend. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Flips is there. Our Twitch guy is there. Always had to check that. So let's go ahead, hop right into it a little bit. As Joe already said too, make sure you like it, subscribe, comment, repost, depending on what platform you're on. Just share this as far as wide as you possibly can. But we are forming, again, more partnerships. Pretty much every episode, we have more and more partnerships. DDAI is the next partnership that we just formed. As most people saw, we have this retweet right here that came out earlier this morning or night, depending on what part of the world you're in. Again, as you can see, another platform with tons of followers. So it's just really good to kind of get our name out there to really just, again, get that exposure, just part of our growth. Mr. Pixels, what's our, I haven't even looked, what's our Twitter account at? Our followers.
Oh, I think we're up at we must be touching 14K right now. We're pretty close, 13.9.
Awesome.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, 13.9. So we're about to break that 14K. Just a part of the marketing strategy that we have with Growthy that's expanding. The YouTube channel that a lot of people are watching this broadcast on right now is expanding. Everything's expanding. Partnerships are expanding. We're just continuing to grow that brand. Lunar Pump Fund Soul is, again, going to be right around the corner, working on everything right now. And remember, there's also that big surprise coming up that we haven't announced yet. We're going to keep teasing it, but super excited for it. We do think that it is going to be a big deal. Before we kind of get into some more stuff with the stuff, like Mr. P said, Infinaeon AI is going to join us. Moon Monday is going to be a platform where we want to bring a lot of projects that are launching on Lunar Pump or already on Infinaeon onto the show. But just a quick updates before we do that about the bits. They are right there at the finish line. We're going to be getting them distributed here very, very shortly. The main parts are done. There might be like 2% of stuff left. I don't think they officially have been sent out yet, but if not, they are very, very close to hitting your wallets. Once they hit your wallets, then we'll be able to go ahead and make that first distribution. I want to say about $900 or $1,000 in that wallet. And then, of course, every week, hopefully every Friday, we're going to try to collect the revenue from the Lunar Pump platform and all the revenue sources, kind of make one day kind of the day that we go ahead and drop it. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and drop the link to the official Bits website, so you can go ahead and start claiming and different things like that as soon as it goes live. Again, never like to give hard dates, but it should be live here, if not today, tomorrow. Like I said, they are on the very last stages. And yeah, guys, we're going to be there. Everyone will have their bits delivered as promised a little bit earlier, actually prior to Lunar Pump Fund Soul. So glad we were able to kind of get that knocked out.
Yeah, I see the holder count going up on the bits, so they're slowly going out right now.
So they are actually going out, Matt. So some people actually have them in their wallet already.
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome.
All right.
I forget it's Moon Mondays.
Yeah,
we have our dev on. Love it.
I didn't know that.
About Moon Mondays. Yeah, I knew they were working on it. I just didn't know if they actually started yet. But yeah, awesome. Any other updates, Matt, you want to give from the technical side, or did I kind of hit on everything?
You pretty much covered it. Like I said, if you want to go to the Explorer and pull up the bits page or the actual bit contract, if you go to the verified contracts, the very first one, but it's pretty neat on the Explorer. You can actually see them on the Explorer, the NFTs. So just pretty neat thing.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll go ahead and get that pulled up while we have our guests on and talking, and we'll go ahead and show that off.
Awesome, man. I was not expecting the bits to be getting pumped out today. That's great news, man. Everybody, you're getting paid. Whoever's got some bits, you got some revenue generating. Awesome. More delivery. I love it. And no more crying. No one can cry about it anymore now, too. So that's really that's the big win.
No more win bits. Again, every time we say something's coming, it will get delivered, no doubt. So I hope at this point everyone realizes that.
All right. So what do you want to do? You want to have the guest on now? And
yeah. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Before we do that, though, any questions that you have, feel free to keep typing any questions that are on your mind. We'll keep track of them, and at the later part of the show, we'll go ahead and get those questions answered.
All right. Looks like someone can see one. Hey, by the way, anybody, if you got one, you got a cool screenshot, please go to social media, tag it, hashtag bits, whatever, Infinaeon blockchain, all that stuff, so we can track them and see people posting them. That'll be a pretty cool initiative. So if you do have one and they finally got dropped, boom. All right, look at that.
There we go.
It's very attractive. I like it. It's good to see that.
Very cool. So I'm assuming that's the ones that have been sent out so far, Matt? Is that?
Yeah, let's see, there's as of right now, there's already been 94 sent out. You know, we're minting each holder their bits, you know, each transaction. So like,
yes,
if you had 10, then, you know, whenever it's your turn, 10 of them's going to get minted and out to you, you know, type of deal.
Yeah, it looks like we have 94 total and 46 holders. So 46 of those holders are holding those 94 bits, right?
Exactly.
Got you.
Awesome. Looking good.
To answer two questions, it's I start with Mustafa. Most of them are yours, I would say. Yeah, Mustafa, you have some. And the other question, Infinaeon, yeah, soon. The answer is soon. We will have Solana live on Luna Pump Fund very, very soon. We are, yeah. I don't want to talk too much about this. Sean, I think you want to cover that. And
I was gonna send it over to Matt. I know they kind of give a slight update. I don't know, Matt, if you want to kind of touch on the Luna Pump Fund. So
that would be cool.
Yeah. So it's, you know, as far as the contract creation and all that stuff is working good. They're doing some testing, had a few bugs on some of the buy and sell they wanted to clean up. So that's being in the works right now. So it's down to the back final integrations and all that stuff for the UI. So it's getting real close. Also I think we've touched on the referral system and all that stuff a little bit, but if not, I just did. So that's getting all integrated in, and of course the cha-ching function. They're in the process of getting that finished up. So a lot of stuff coming, and it's getting close.
Yep, taking a little longer than expected, but it's very important that the Solana side is working just as smooth as that EVM side. So even if it takes a tad longer, again, that's very important, because once people start using it, if it glitches out in any kind of way, it's a real easy way to really start losing people and everyone to just bounce, never to come back. So it's very important that, you know, we get it as good as possible.
Yeah, I agree. I would say it's even more important if that's where your massive market share is going to be. You want to make sure that like there's no deterrent whatsoever. They come on, because sometimes, you know, people give something a shot, they don't like it, they just go back to what they're used to, like, and you may never see them again. You know, so it's super important, 100%.
Also, Solana is definitely an important blockchain. You know, the main volume is still on Solana. I mean, I see a lot of new projects, meme projects as well on Ethereum right now, but Solana is still king, and we need to be there, definitely. And I don't know if we ever covered this, but people will recognize when a contract is launched on lunar pump fund because there will be lunar at the end of every contract. This is the cool part. I really like that.
Juicy.
Yeah, juicy. Way too
All
sweet.
right. All right, let's bring our guest on, I guess.
Hey, real quick,
go
Mr.
ahead,
P,
go
before
ahead.
you do that,
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Claudia, if you're saying what I think you're saying, I can send you an invite. You're welcome to come up and tell everyone how they're getting scammed. Just throwing it out there. Let me know.
Yeah, back it up, brother. Back it up.
Yep. You're welcome to come on. Let us know.
Uh,
All right. I always like to confront FUD head on, so go ahead and take it over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we got Infinaeon AI. I'm gonna bring you up here now, brother. Bring you up to the stage. And can you hear us? Let's do a quick mic check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Awesome.
Oh,
Welcome.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Was that seriously some guy coming on there telling everybody that you're a scam?
Yeah, he's on. I guess he's in the chat there on YouTube right now. Yeah, he's saying we're all scamming him, but obviously he's just a blow-in, if that's what he's talking about.
Amazing.
Grown men trying to scam, no education, just scams. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
sure.
Invites open. Yeah, you're welcome to come up and tell us
really
exactly how you're
easy.
getting scammed. So yeah,
It's really
invites
easy
open.
to sit there and say someone's scamming and just do nothing. It must be really, and that's the thing. Like, it's just, oh, he's scamming. Okay, how? Because I say so. Like, it must be really easy
Trust
to have
me, bro.
nothing. Just say, yeah, like, just believe me. Why? Just cause. The laziest butter in my life, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, yeah, I don't know. Scammers, I don't think they delivered the blockchain, the DEX, Lunar Pump Fund, our own social site. The list goes on. Don't think we'd be doing all that, yeah, if that was the ultimate goal.
We just gave money in the form of bits by everybody and telling everybody, building and working towards it. Like, this just happened. Like, you picked the wrong time to say it. You could have waited until when we first started to say it. And you probably, it makes sense. Re-released and done so much stuff, and now he's not even talking anymore. There we go. It's probably going back to sleep. I guess.
I don't know. Is he on your channel, Joe, or on yours, Sean? Because people on the Infinion live stream, they can't even see the comment, but I don't pin it or something. I would just mute him or block him or whatever. I mean, this guy's totally unnecessary. But this is crypto, people are screaming it's a scam or whatever. Maybe he has no clue about what Infinion is. It's just boring.
I'd bet on that. I'd bet he probably has no idea and he's probably bored. But
Claudio, are you stupid, huh?
But anyway, back to our guest. Let's not give him any more fuel here. Back to our guest, sir. How you doing? Infinion AI. You may be muted.
No, he's not muted.
Nope. I'm here.
Oh,
he's here. Okay.
Okay, there you are.
Have you got me?
Yeah, we got you now. Yeah, so do you want to give the audience a little update? This is kind of something that we want to be doing on Moon Monday anyways, especially a project that, one of the very first to launch on Infinion and still going strong and got a nice like slick roadmap laid out there of what you want to do. So, if you want to, give the audience here an idea of what the project's all about and, anything else you want to add, please, the floor is yours.
Sure. So you can still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go. All right. Well, firstly, big thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be able to come up here and take the stage with you guys. Now, I know crypto can get confusing very fast, and sometimes when I try to talk about what I'm doing, it can get quite confusing very quickly.
We lost your audio.
Yeah, he just said it can be confusing, So
we lost you, but you may have to drop down, come back up, or I'm not sure. You're having some audio issues. Oh yeah, we lost him. All right, I'm going to
We
see if I
lost
can
him.
get him back up here.
Yeah, no worries about that. Just thousands of people are watching, and you're messing it up. So no worries about it. We're here every morning and Fridays, and on X Spaces and everything. You can join us everywhere, talk with us, present your project. So no worries about it.
Yeah, and we got a pretty hectic schedule coming up here now again this week. Obviously, anybody that's kind of been following along, you can see that we've been getting out there into lots of new, like, different spaces with partners and stuff that are popping up and things like that. So expect to see a lot more of that this week. Then we're going to have Lunar Pump Radio again this week. Obviously, Infinaeon on Friday. I think is Ken going to be doing something as well? I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but I know these things are coming up. So it's going to be, jam-packed, throughout. Oh, I think we got Infinion AI back up here. Let me bring you back up, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Awesome. All right. Let's give it another go. Yes.
Okay.
Confusing
Okay,
and
cool.
frustrating, I believe.
Yeah, confusing and yeah. So we're trying to avoid that this time round. So basically, I'm trying to build something that people can actually connect to. Okay. So the Infinion creative universe, what we're basically trying to do is we're building a next gen sci-fi universe, actually called Infinion, and it's a full-blown story world powered by blockchain.
Did we lose him again?
It seems like we may have.
It was just getting hot. I mean, he was bringing it, and then boom, he's gone.
God damn.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, you could play the video for Infinion AI, Mr. Pixel, Kryptonite. I'm sorry, Kryptonite is me. He sent you a video.
I'm just pulling it up there right now, so give me one moment here.
Perfect. Houston, we have a problem, yeah.
I think he dropped down there again. Let's see, he might pop up back. We'll give it one more shot. I'm uploading this video here now. There he is. He's back. Let's bring him back up. Hey, sir, can you hear us?
Hard work, man. I've took the headphones off. I don't know if it's the headphones that are doing it or what.
Oh yeah, give it a shot. Mix it up. We know how this goes.
Well, try again. Okay, so we're creating a next-gen sci-fi universe. It's actually called Infinion. The whole universe is called Infinion within the story, and it's basically a full-blown story world powered by blockchain. It's spanning books, film, gaming, merchandise, everything. And at its core, it's really simple. A cinematic narrative, a playable game, and a community-powered storyline. Now, all of this lives on your blockchain, Infinion. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of what's already live, what's in the works, and then where we're headed.
Excellent. Let's do this.
Okay. So obviously you guys have already got the blockchain. That's live. That's working. So what I've got so far is the governance token for the project, the Infai token, that is currently in pre-sale, and that's at presale.infinionai.com. We've got the faction war tokens, which are essentially the meme tokens, if you like. They're live on Lunar Pump. That's the Knight token and the Naught, and they represent Kryptonite, Kryptonaut. They're two characters in the story, kind of representing the light side, the dark side, if you can imagine that. And those token sales and whatever have an effect on the story as it progresses. We've also got the game is planned and it's in very early dev, and we've also got the actual business side of this all registered, the Infinion AI Media Group.
No.
I think we lost him.
Okay,
In the beginning, there was only code, lines of logic, loops of control, a perfect simulation. But from the silence emerged life, not born, but written. A universe forged on the Ethereum mesh, layered in secrets, driven by power. Welcome to Infinaeon. Here, stories are not told, they're lived. Every token staked, every alliance forged, every battle fought, rewrites the fate of this digital frontier. In the ashes of a dying codebase, heroes rise. Ilara Quinn, a hacker turned hope. Crypto Knight, the Guardian reborn. Cryptonaut, the curve in Destiny's line. This isn't just a story, it's a revolution in storytelling. A living, breathing multiverse shaped by blockchain, driven by community, and told across games, NFTs, and interactive media. Choose your path, shape the narrative, become a legend. Infinaeon Creative Universe, where the blockchain breathes and the story remembers. This is only the beginning.
Wow. Okay, that's a cool video.
Very nice. Have we got him back? You back?
You tell me.
Oh, there you are. All right.
This is crazy. This is
Okay.
crazy. So I got. Did you get as far as the Infinaeon AI media group?
Yes, we did, and then we watched the video, so that kind of encapsulated a little more to
Okay,
help you out from the rugged.
Okay, cool. So what we're building now, what's going to be in the future is the game, the Neon Nexus game, which combines various different types of gameplay. That will integrate the PUR token, PURR token, which is the in-game currency, which will be also used in staking rewards, NFT character collections, Web3 onboarding for non-crypto users. So we're taking this mainstream. We're going to have novella releases on Kindle. Working first one now, it's almost finished, and it just needs to get formatted.
Awesome. So tell me this. Let's say, how do, let's say the community get involved right now? Let's say if they want to support what you're doing, they want to get onto Lunar Pump, right? And you got those 2 tokens there right now, and then you got the pre-sale going on as well. Is that right?
Lost him.
Why?
Okay, I think we lost him again. Okay, we're gonna have to. We can't keep doing this, unfortunately. Are you there? You got us?
Yeah. I think it's something to do with the mic. I think maybe if I switch it off and switch it back on again, it seemed to work then. So
yeah, try that. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear my question
so
there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah. So
cool.
the Lunar Pump tokens, Night and Naught, they're essentially the meme tokens of the project, and they're a way for people to show their faction, if you like, because there's 2 warring factions in the whole series. They're the same as any other like renounced meme token, if you like. I don't control those.
Right. So if somebody wants to get involved and they want to interact with the story, they can go and try get like the night closer to bonding than the Naught.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was the point of them. They were the first iteration of the interactive story element. So people buy those tokens. One of them does better than the other. It affects the story in the next episode.
Cool. I like that concept.
And so forth. So that's kind of like the first experiment, if you like, with the interactive side. The pre-sale for the start again. Put my teeth in. The AI token. That's the token. That's the governance token, basically, which is going to have all of the future utility built in.
And as far as tokenomics for that, then that would have stuff, let's say, that you would want to utilize ultimately for marketing and like all that rollout of the products, let's say, that you're going to be creating through this, right? Is that the plan? Is that how it works?
Absolutely, yeah. There'll be a small amount of revenue coming in from token sales, and there's a very, very small tax on there. But I mean, the way that I'm kind of building the whole thing, there's not a lot of money involved at the moment, if you understand where I'm coming from.
Right.
So like a lot of people say, well, how are you going to fund all this? This is going to cost millions. And the answer to that really is through, well, passion and leverage and precision. So we're using a lot of tools, a lot of open source tools for game development. We're using Godot, which is an open source game engine. Obviously, we're using Luna Pump for the 2 meme tokens, and we are using AI to assist in the creation and to speed up the development and the art and the story output without having to have a studio or a big team of people working on it around the clock.
Right. Have you
So-
heard of so we've actually been doing a couple of spaces recently with a couple of other people that are big into Web3 gaming and stuff like that, and they offer a lot of support. I don't know if you've reached out. Warp Chain was one of them. It's not actually a blockchain, but it's like a support system for game developers on any chain, and they try to help and advise and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but there's a couple of good people, and we're going to be on a few more spaces with them this week too. You should jump in and check it out and kind of build that network. You get a lot of assistance in that regard, and I'm sure they give you a lot of advice and this and that. I'm not sure if you've done any of that already, but
I've at the moment I've been focusing a lot of my time and effort on building the narrative, building the world, and really getting something deep and rich and meaningful. It's not just, I mean, I know I've posted a few little comic book things and what have you, which are cool, and I would love to get some actual proper comics made, but this whole thing is going much deeper than that. I'm building it up to be an epic tale, basically.
awesome.
Something that I can take once I've got all the pieces in place and all the development of the story and the narrative and the little novellas and everything. I'm going to be taking this to people who can get in front.
So like other people in the space that are like developing out comics and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. You got to get out there once you got the kind of product down and everything locked in that regard. You want to get out there and start networking with people in that same space, even if it's just in the comic space, right, or whatever. Who's here is comic would consider themselves comic literate? What about you, Joe? I feel like you might be like a big comic guy. Is that right? Would I be right?
I'm not really that much of a comic guy as I used to be. Comics have definitely changed, but definitely interested in seeing what comes out of this. Actually, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you can imagine Star Wars blended with Ready Player One, then you'll have an idea as to where this is going. It's got all of the cool techie side and the web side of, and all the virtual stuff and just all the really super sci-fi technical stuff of Ready Player One,
Right.
mixed in with a huge universe narrative.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, when you talk about things like this with like strong narratives and stuff like that, there's always people hawking around looking for a good story or something to like bring to a comic or bring to a big screen. So you never know who you're gonna might see potential, or hey, let's do a pilot of this and see if we could sell it.
Absolutely.
Like you just never know who you're talking to. So that's why
But,
networking is always so important, and
well, that's kind of like the next stage. Once I've got some of the base material, and I've got a lot of material. I've got almost 2 seasons complete. Like I've written and released over 30 episodes of the Chronicles of Alara Quinn. They're all on the Telegram and on the website. We've got some standalone mini novellas, if you like, for some of the characters. But these things all interlink. So like this is the first season, you go through that, and it's just like an adventure, a voyage of discovery for everybody. It's all cool, it's all new, and by the time they get to the end of it and you get the big reveals, you're like, holy crap. And then there's a standalone that goes at the end that answers loads of questions from the beginning and the middle and the end. Then there's a bridge with Faction Wars, the miniseries. There's a 5-part miniseries that takes you into season 2. And then season 2 starts a whole new story arc, if you like, still linked to the first season, but some massive revelations at the end of there, and another novella that takes you all the way back to the creation of Infinion and how it all happened.
And this is all mainly consumed through like text, is that right? Or is it audiobook, or is it both?
No, I've about 90% of it is converted to audiobook at the moment.
Cool.
Which is, again, it's downloadable from our Telegram, or you can I post links to the Google Drive. I know people don't like Google Drives in crypto, but yeah, there's season 1, season 2, Faction Wars, Evelyn the Starbound Commander, Kale the Dark Sentinel. All of the stories are on those
So if you were,
drives.
so if someone wants to come along, and I know it's kind of still early stages and you're still fleshing out the story, but if somebody wants to come along, get involved in the project right now, what is the best suggestion for them to do? Come over, join the Telegram, and just start like thrashing through the story and things like that. Obviously, there's a market for this in a big way. Like people love these kind of anime stories and stuff as well,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You
Get
think
in the
that's
Telegram.
yeah.
Yeah, get in the Telegram, check the pins. There's not hundreds of pins. I cleaned up the pins a while ago. So get in the pins. They'll see all the breakdown of what we're doing, where we're at. All the links are in there to all of the stories. You can read them, or you can listen to them. Just one thing to bear in mind though, season 1 is going through a rewrite. Just because the kind of the tone and the feel of it all changed quite a lot as I was working. So by the time you get to the end of season 1, it's a real it turns into quite the epic, and a bit more serious than the first half of the season. So a few people have said, "Oh, it'd be really cool if you could like go back and bring those up to that same standard." So that's what I'm working on at the moment. So
That's always the way,
yeah,
right? When you start something out and then you get so far along, you finally find your footing, you get in the zone, and it's like, yeah, I could have really done better on that piece or this piece or that
oh,
piece.
absolutely, yeah. And like what the stuff that I'm writing now, I get goosebumps when I'm linking it all back to earlier episodes and answering all the questions in such a way. Sometimes I get tears in my eyes when with some of the character dialogue. I'm like, oh God, this is just incredible. I just wish that more people could see this, could read this, and understand these
That's
characters.
passion right there. But hey, like you
Oh,
said, you're going through rewrites and stuff now. So like anybody
mm,
watching this is going to understand that this is obviously really in a very early stage still.
yeah,
Because like you said, you're still kind of working on and fine tuning number 1, but like it's really is awesome from what I can see. I love it. I love like the direction. I like the concept. I like how you're integrating the tokens and stuff into it, allowing people to dictate the narrative of the story through
yeah.
little investments in tokens or whatever, when people pick up on that. But I just want to pass it back to everybody that's here. If you got anything you'd like to add or say, and and you can close it out then with whatever you want, any calls to action you want for people. But back to the panel, let's hear it, boys. Joe, Sean, Mike, Matt, anybody, you got anything to add? Or
Yeah, I think it's awesome what's going on. I don't really have any questions or anything. I've heard the pitch now quite a few times, been having you all over the place. But yeah, I love what you're doing, and I'm excited to see how it's all going to kind of pan out.
I like it because I'm the evil guy. This is cool. I'm part of the story. It's funny.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love what you're doing. I mean, being able to integrate all that stuff and bringing, Infinion blockchain a part of it. We're happy to have you. We love all the building that can be done on our chain, and we look forward to helping you as much as we can to get you out there and get people to see what you're actually doing. It's really big. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys too. You're doing a great job. So yeah. So I mean, in a nutshell, can you still hear me? Okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, then, just to close it out for everybody, the take-home message for all of this is we're building a next-gen sci-fi universe built on-chain, where story, gameplay, and community all collide. It's all powered by the Infinion blockchain, driven by a passionate team of one and a few advisors. And it's designed to bring books, games, film, and crypto all together in one evolving experience. You don't need to be a blockchain expert to enjoy the whole thing. You just need to love a good story and then get ready to play a part in it.
Well said, sir. I love it. Awesome. And again, if anybody wants to get involved, go hit him up, jump in the Telegram and all that, and yeah, show some support. And we'll all do the same here as much as we can. Thanks for jumping on, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, there we go. All right, everybody, if anybody's just tuning in right now, boom, bits are live, bits are popping, bits are dropping, money's going to be going out. It's pretty exciting. It's a big day. I think it's going to take a minute for it to sink in for some people because they're still trying to understand what they're going to cry about now next because the bits are gone out. So that's going to take a minute to set in. But I mean, happy days. Look at them; they look great there. Spinning, generating.
Yep, 127 bits sent out. So no more 1 bits, like you said. Next up went Lunar Pump and ICO. So that'll be the next 2 questions. Which again, those things can't be rushed. They're gonna be here sooner than later. But yeah, it's definitely have to get those things right, especially before we kind of, like we said, kind of take that main stage on that Solana blockchain.
Oh, nothing, brother, nothing. You missed absolutely nothing. We're just talking about nothing here. No, you missed the bits, bro. They're dropped. They're down. All right, you're already moving on. Win Marketplace. Win Solana. Motherfuckers.
Always got to have a win.
Always. But yeah, so they're all getting pumped out as Matt. Matt, if you want to give anybody any updates on this, like again, I know, see when we got the dev guy in the house, I think it's fair to have Matt up when we're talking about bits.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're slowly getting them out. It'll take a little time, because we're double checking all the numbers, all the IDs, because of course we wanted everybody to have their same ID as they had on the OPHX NFTs on the BSC network. So it takes a little time to script that out and get everything situated. So like I said, they'll be rolling out over the next little while, which of course we started at the bottom. So Mustafa just got to wait because he's, at the top. So just part of it. But either way, they're all getting sent. And then after we get everything sent and all that stuff, I'm sure at some point me and Sean will get together and we'll introduce the first round of payments to the bits. Then people can actually get the links to the DApp and all that stuff, go on, claim if they want to or not. Some might need to wait a little bit, because of course you don't want to waste gas if it's small amounts. But of course, this is just the start, right? We're very early in adoption, just starting to break the ice. Once the full adoption really starts kicking in, those bits are going to get very exciting, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's going to be great too for people to just see a revenue stream coming in like right away, that it's been accumulating there all this time, even though it's it's a small portion, but it's still a proof of concept. You still got your bit, you still got some money coming in, adoption will enhance all of that. All right, I think we got some questions rolling in there. Who we got? So when the token bonds, will we have the LPF logo on deck screener?
Definitely not, Matt. You could probably take this. Definitely not right away, though. Again, that stuff takes integration with them. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that, Matt.
Is he talking about on our chain or other chains? Because I mean, like deck screen or stuff like that. Don't you have to, set your profiles and stuff up with that as far as the project itself? I'm not sure. Like I said, is that something instant, or is he talking about Solana and all that? Because Solana is a lot different, having the metadata and all that stuff built in. So just clarify a little bit.
Well, let's see if he can clarify that a little bit for us. In the meantime, we have someone else popping up there. I think this is probably another Matt question. Any update on JSON error? Very off-putting to new people, in my opinion.
Well, the big thing about JSON errors usually is because people are using all their balance. They don't keep enough on for gas. That's 90% of the ones I'm seeing. They try to use their wallet down to nothing. One key to keep in mind: try to keep at least like 0.001 ETH in your wallet, because like if you're trading a tax token on the chain, it might cost you 0.008 ETH, as your transaction fee or something like that. So the biggest thing is keep a little bit in your wallet. Make sure you give it a little time. Make sure that it shows a gas fee when you go to make a transaction. Sometimes, when you're working with, anything technical like that, it takes a second for it to update. And if you click on the trigger, sometimes it might not be updated quick enough and it will not have the right gas fees. But the biggest thing, like I said, 90% of the ones I see is just people trying to use their whole balance. You got to leave gas. Nothing's free in this world. Blockchains cost gas. That's on every chain.
Yeah, so we're saying basically like that this is a common error. I know, because obviously saying it's off-putting for new people, but so we're kind of saying that this is the majority, 90% of the time, it's something that someone would do on any chain. It's just obviously we're smaller. It reverberates a little louder when you're on a small chain with small adoption. But what are the other reasons, I guess, for anybody watching that this error might occur? Let's say outside of that, Matt.
Well, like I said, 90% of the time, that's what I'm seeing. Like I said, I guess some, their connectivity could cause it if they don't, their wallet doesn't update, right before they send the transaction. One thing about layer twos, which is a common problem across all layer twos, it doesn't, like how BSC and ETH, sometimes, it'll take an effect the gas. Like, so if you click, say, max, or you try to max it out, it kind of takes an effect how much gas is needed and takes that off the top. Layer twos don't do that, right? It's a little different. And, so that's the biggest thing. Just always save extra gas, and if you get a JSON error, like on any other chain, all you got to do is send ETH from that wallet that's, got the JSON error with the right noints, which noints is just your transaction count. Starts at 0 and counts up with every transaction you do on the blockchain. So if you got a JSON error, look on the blockchain, the Explorer in your wallet, look at the last transaction that shows up on the Explorer, go down to view details. It'll tell you the noints of that. Your JSON or stuck transaction is going to be the next one in line. So send some ETH to yourself, setting your noints at that number, and raise the gas up a little bit. Current gas is 1 GUI with, if you're sending ETH about, 42,000 on the gas limit, you want to raise it up to, like, say, 5 GUI and 200,000 on the gas and send that ETH to yourself. That'll clear your transaction and get you back up and running. That works the same for every chain. So, it's not something that's just related to our chain, but, being a layer 2, it shows its head a little bit more.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being on a trip, dude, and running out of gas, everyone, in real life and also on chain. So, fuel up. And to go back to the other one, like where the token was originated from. Well, as Mike had specified earlier, all the tokens that come from Lunar Pump will have Lunar at the end of them. The same way, I think, is it Pump Fund has like Pump at the end, right?
Yeah, on Solana, they will have Lunar at the end of them. It's easy to do on, Solana. Because it's not a 256-bit like what your EVMs are. We can't do it on EVM because, well, you don't have U's. It's A through E or A through E and then 0 through 9. So you're limited on your decimals or your characters that you can use. And it's a lot harder to salt in addresses on EVM compared to Solana. But Solana will have Lunar at the end of them, so everybody will know every one of them that comes from Lunar Pump on Solana.
Awesome. And of course, we cannot go by without popping up the old Infinaeon merch store. It's one of my own personal pride and joys because I've been working my ass off trying to build it up and like make it be super functional and look decent. So I want to drop in and just say we dropped some new products as well just this week. I mean, I want to, I try to focus on it over the weekend too because it kind of gives us a minute to, it's kind of a little quieter, so it gives us a minute to do it. So we got this beautiful Lunar Pump Classic logo hat that just added. Straight out of Uranus. Get your head out of the gutter, everyone. This is a very beautiful planet that Moonboy likes to, explore from time to time. Then you have Infinion, this blue Infinion logo, golf rope hat. I kind of like the color of that. I like the way it kind of goes with it. So I know there's a lot of people kind of into that. And of course, to celebrate, we do have the Bit t-shirts right here. And these are on the Infinion. I got the Infinion here right now so everyone can see. These are some of the other stuff, but these are the ones that just got added. And I know we got this one up here, the main t-shirt, and then I just added this mug. So I'm going to add some more mugs and stuff too across the spectrum here. So I'm kind of just chipping in and out. And I know we've had some specific requests, so I'm trying to get along to those as well. So drop any requests you have, even in the chat here. I know I've seen some come into Telegram, but so just wanted to say that adding some new bits all the time over there and constantly building this out. All critiques are welcome, and any suggestions are also very welcome. I'm working on some phone cases actually right now, just across the three main one or through across Moonboy. I'll do one for each category we got. So we'll have Infinion, Lunar Pump, Moonboy, and Baby Draco. So I'm going to do a phone case for each of those next. Look out for those to drop. I think, it's a good price point for those, and it's a good way to always represent. You're always looking at it too. Guys, you stocked up yet? Joe, you bought any more from the merch? I know my brother Adam just bought a nice little chunk, and my mom got some hoodies and stuff too this week.
I've got an order in. Like I said, I picked up a polo, a hat, another T-shirt, and a couple other things. So, and I'll be grabbing more as we go. So,
awesome. Yeah, I gotta stock up too. That's my next thing here, and I always pick up some serious merch here. I want to get some of the Lunar Pump stuff as well, and some Moonboy, of course. Oh, and shout out to Baby Draco guys too. I know you guys are over there, and you got this art competition running right now. I think it's running for the month. So if anybody's involved in that, I always like to give those boys a shout out there. They're doing their best over there. And that was the first token to ever bond from Lunar Pump to Infinion, by the way. So it's got its place in history. So yeah, shout out to you boys. Hope that competition is going sweet over there. But yeah, that's kind of what I got right now as far as the merch and all that.
Yeah, definitely gotta head over to the merch store and pick some stuff up. It's store.infinion.com. If anyone else wants to also go check it out as well. Definitely really cool stuff on that website.
Hell yeah, and I don't see any more questions either at this moment in time. So yeah, I think we're probably good to kind of wrap it up. If you guys are all cool, or you got anything else?
No, I don't have anything. Yeah, I'm kind of working over here, not sleeping, trying to get these bits finished up. And good episode. Really busy week ahead of us, so excited to see. Can't wait for Infinion Friday and everything in between.
The only thing I want to add is Comarca Cab is verified. Supply verification is done. So we have a way better spot right now. It looks good. This is good news.
Absolutely.
You could show the page, but if not, we can also stop it for today. I know it was a long day so far.
Infinion Tim asks, how's the ICO testing going?
Okay, so currently it's just some bug testing more than anything. The grudge testing that'll be on the testnet Solana will be coming up hopefully very soon. So right now it's still just in the development testing, just doing the little fine bugs and stuff like that. So we still got a few days out before it really gets into grudge testing to where we can really push it on the testnet.
Man, I'm so excited for that thing to drop. I cannot wait. And again, just before we go, just I guess what everybody can expect throughout this coming week. Tons of spaces, either me, Adam, Sean, potentially Matt. I'm not sure if anybody else is going to be on them, but we're trying to, when they get served up to us, we try to go on as many as we possibly can, spread the load as much as we can, just so we can take advantage of that and get the brand out there. So there's going to be lots of those. Obviously, Infinaeon Friday, the usual. And Lunar Pump Radio is on the Wednesday, I believe, and whatever else. Just jump into the TG. If anybody is new there, you're still fence sitting and you're wondering, should I get involved? Well, we're always very accessible. Community's awesome. Always out there killing it, rocking those PFPs. Get those on. Come in, join the cult, join the community. Let's do this. But we're going to continue ramping it up, being out there and preparing for this big Solana drop that's coming soon for Lunar Pump. Really excited for it.
Absolutely, guys. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back on this Friday for Infinion Friday. Make sure to go ahead and tune in. And go check out the store. Once again, it's store.infinion.com, guys. So definitely make sure to go over and check it out. I'm Scriggle Joe, Mr. Pixels, DeFi Sean, Mike the Knot, and Rema Matt. We'll see you guys this Friday.